Okay, hi, this is GP here, and I'm back with the fifth session of DILR Jugaad. As I have done in the previous four sessions, I will be covering another set of DILR, and I'll show you how you can solve it both by the regular methods, but if you do it by and the Jugaad method, and if you do it by Jugaad, you end up saving time, and you may also not need to use all these statements. Okay, so please remember, Jugaad is something which will help you save time. Okay, but very quickly before we start. Let's look at the structure of the paper, something that most of you know. And if you have been attending my previous session, there's something you know, but this is for the benefit of those who are attending my session, this Jugaad session for the first time. CAT 25, 68 questions to be attempted in 120 minutes. These are three sections of 40 minutes each. And we are dealing with the middle section, which is the DILR section. Okay, so we are talking about these 22 questions to be done in 40 minutes. And the section is called data interpretation and logical reasoning. We are looking at this particular section, and we'll see how you can apply Jugaad to get down to doing an extra set or save time or do both. Okay, great. So let's look at, before we do anything else, let's look at the paper as such. Okay, last 5 years, 20 to 24. Now, what is important to understand when you look at these papers is, this particular table is that if you're looking at CAT 20 to 24, the number of questions each of the years has varied. Okay, so if you look at CAT 2020, it was 24 questions. 27, yeah, it was 24 questions. Okay, 21, 22, 23 were 20 questions each. Okay, and CAT 24 had 22 questions. Okay, in terms of number of marks, obviously 24 questions with a +3 -1 becomes 72 marks. Okay, so these are marks. 20 questions would become 60, 20 would again be 60, again 60, and last year it was 66. Now, what is important to understand when you're looking at DILR is that if you get a score of 50% marks, if you get 50% marks, not percentile, but marks, okay? If you get 50% marks in any paper, you will be at least 97 percentile. Okay? And you could be as high as 99.5 percentile plus. Okay? This is percentile. So by and large, if you do 50% of the paper, you will get a good score, irrespective of which CAT paper we are talking about. Okay, and if you look at this particular paper, this particular table rather, okay, if you look at CAT 2020, 72 marks, 50% will be 36 marks. You will be shade above 99 percentile. 99 was at 35, so you are a shade above it. Again, if you look at CAT 21, 60 marks. 30 marks would be 50, and you'd be up somewhere here about 97 percentile or so. CAT 2022, 60 marks, 30 marks would get you again a little above 99 percentile, and probably a 99.2 odd is what you would get. 2020, again 30 would have given you something like a 99.4 percentile. Okay? 30 marks, and last year's paper, which is CAT 24, 66 marks, 33 would have got you somewhere between to about 97, 97.5 percentile. So the important thing to remember here is 50% marks. Okay? 50% marks. Okay, is just to be clear, 36, 30, 30, 30, and 33. Okay, so as you can see, the lowest you will get is somewhere around 97, 97.5 percentile, and you could be as high as 99.4 percentile, which was probably the case in CAT 22 or 23. Okay? So this is important to remember that if you are able to use Jugaad, you will end up saving time, which will allow you to one extra set and which will allow you to leapfrog to the next level. So instead of a 33, you will end up with getting something 37, 38, or 40 marks also. Okay? So please remember, the Jugaad purpose is to help you solve the questions faster and be able to reduce the time and effort. Okay, great. So what is Jugaad, first of all? Something which I've covered in the earlier session also, but as I said, this is for the benefit of those of you attending the session for the first time. Okay? It's a problem-solving approach. It is a problem-solving approach. It is nothing, not something which some slapstick thing. It is something which you move in a specific process. If you follow a specific process, you will end up doing it. What Jugaad does is it forces you to use all available information. Okay? Most of the students focus on the information only in the data set. They miss out the data in the information in the question and the choices and other places. And Jugaad says these use all information. We'll come to that in this particular paper also. The focus of Jugaad is on solving questions. Remember, my job is to solve the question. Unfortunately, many students end up only filling up the table. Please remember, your job is not to fill up the table. Your job is not to fill up the table, but your job is to focus on the question. And this is why these two become very, very important. Okay? That you pick up all the available information from whichever part of the data set, and you focus on solving the question, not on filling up the table. This allows you to do the set faster, and this allows you to, let me say, not only do the set faster, it helps you save time, which allows you to do an extra set in the particular paper. Okay. Chalo, आगे चलते हैं. And what is the way we look at solving a DILR set? This is a simple DILR is what we talk about. The basic funda is that decipher. When we talk about D, we are talking about decipher. You decipher the information from the data set. There's the basic information which is given to you. Okay, the basic information which is given to you is in the particular that paragraph or the case or the table, whatever it is. So you decipher. Okay, decipher the information from the data set. Okay, so this is what is D. Next is I, which is identify. Identify the information from the questions. Most of the students focus here that what is the paragraph, what is the case, what is the table. Great, yes, you have to look at that. But please don't forget to look at the identification from the questions. So if you're able to pick out the right information from the questions, it will help you solve the set faster. The third thing is layout. What is layout? You're tabulating. It is important to tabulate the data in a neat and clean way. So you tabulate the data, okay, and which means make a big table. Don't try to save space in your rough sheet. Don't scribble all over the place. Make a big, neat and clean table. Jot down all the relevant information in a systematic manner so that you don't miss out on anything. And yes, after that or along with that, you look at solving the question or resolution or solving the question. So decipher the information from the data given, identify the relevant information from the questions, do a proper layout based on the information given, and focus on resolving the question after that, not to fill up the table. I'm again repeating, your job is to solve the question, not fill up the table. Okay. Now, for the session, my session to all of you would be who have missed out the earlier sessions or who have not downloaded the set, which we are going to do today. Please look at this particular QR code. Please scan. This QR code will take you to OpenCat. What is OpenCat? OpenCat is a platform which is available to all of you where all resources are free. Okay. It has got concept building sessions. It has got study material availability of full length mocks, previous year's paper, and yes, my Jugaad solution and expert guidance also available. In addition to that, if you scan and go to the GP Ka Jugaad tab, you will find the earlier session which I have done. The question PDF and the solution both are given there. If you have not attended those, my suggestion is please first download the PDF, solve it yourself, and then look at the Jugaad solution. It will help you understand what is it that you should be doing. It will help you understand what is it that you should not be doing also in the paper. So the Jugaad solution, you don't start with it, solve it yourself. Okay? And in the subsequent ones, see if you can apply the Jugaad approach which I have talked about in the subsequent sets. Okay? Now, this is the fifth session. So the earlier 4 sessions are available here. Fifth session will also get uploaded in the same place. So if you have to, and the subsequent sessions, by and large, we'll try to upload these session, the question PDF at least for each of these sessions about 3 to 4 days in advance of the session, so that you can download the session PDF, the question PDF, and solve it yourself before you come for the session. Okay. So OpenCat, there's the QR code for that. Please log in, register, and start using it. You can virtually prepare for free through this platform. Okay. Okay. Now let's look at the set that we have picked up for today. Let's CAT 22 slot 1 data set. Okay. It's a tournament kind of a data set. Okay. Great. So let's look at what does it say. Okay. And we can see there are 5 questions. 2 questions have numbers associated with it. 3 questions are statement 1, statement 2, statement 1, statement 2, statement 1, statement 2. Okay. So that's okay. Now what that means is that maybe I'll need to solve it completely, or at least while question 1 and question 2 might give me some information, question 3, 4, 5, I'll have to probably make cases. Okay. But that's fine. Let's go to the data set now. Okay. The management of a university hockey team was evaluating performance of 4 women players A, B, H, and S. What am I doing? I'm deciphering the information from the case. Okay. So there are 4 women players A, B, H, and S. So let me write it down for myself. So these are 4 women players A, B, H, and S. Okay. In a hockey team. For their possible selection, the university team for next year. For this purpose, the management looking at the number of goals scored by them in the past 8 matches. So 8 matches data is what we looked at. Numbers to 1 to 8. So match 1 to match 8 is what we look at. How many scores has each of these ladies A, B, H, and S scored in each of these 8 matches is what we'll be looking at. The 4 players together had scored 12 goals in these matches. In the 8 matches, each one of them had scored at least 1 goal. Okay. No 2 players had scored the same number of goals. So at this stage itself, you know what you're supposed to do. You'll have to do a table. Okay. For example, A, B, H, and S. And then we'll have match 1, match 2, and so on and so forth. And you'll have the summation of the goals, the total by each of these 4, and the total in each match. That's the kind of table. So what is this table? There's a 8 by 4 or 9 by 5. Not 8 by 4, 9 by 5. Why I'm saying 9 by 5? The heading or the title will also be required. Okay. So 8 matches plus the names of the player. So 9 columns. And similarly, 4 players plus the heading. So 5 rows. Okay. So 9 by 5 or whatever it is. But this is the kind of table that I will need to make to solve this particular data set. Let me just erase this part. Okay. Not too much of space, but I thought it will be useful to just give a broad structure as to what we are likely to be doing. Okay. Okay. No 2 players scored the same number of goals. So what is the information we have? Okay. At this point of time, the information we have is 4 players A, B, H, S. Okay. There are 8 matches. 4 women players, 8 matches, in which 12 goals have been scored. Okay. 4 players together, and none of them have scored a 0. So A, B, H, S. Each of them scored have at least 1 goal. Okay. Okay. In the 8 matches, each of them had, and no 2 players had scored the same number of goals. So A is not equal to B, not equal to H, not equal to S. So 4 different. So if I say the number of goals scored by ABHS and ABHS only, that means A plus B plus H plus H should be equal to 12. So this much it should not be an issue. Okay. Now after that, when you look at this, you have some basic information available to us. Okay. Now let me just do the set by the regular method. Okay. So when I'm doing the regular method, what would I do? I'll start from here. I know that there are 4 players ABHS. A not equal to B, A not equal to B, not equal to H, and not equal to S. The number of goals scored by each of them is different. And we also know that A plus B plus H plus S is equal to 12. This is what is given out here. Okay. No 2 players scored the same number of goals. Each of them have scored at least 1 goal. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. And we know A, B, H, and S, each of them have to be greater than or equal to 1. This is the information we have. Now let's look at solving the data set without the Jugaad and look at the regular solution. Only 1 goal was scored in each of the even number matches. So each of the even number matches, match 1, match 2, match 4, match 6, and match 8. Okay. Only 1 goal is scored. Harita scored more than Bimla. So Harita has scored more than Bimla. The highest goal scorer scored in exactly 3 matches, including match 4 and match 8. So highest goal scorer has the highest goal scorer scored goals in exactly 3 matches, including match 4 and match 8. So one of them is match 4, one of them is match 8. This one we don't know which match it is. But match 1 and match 4 and match 8, how many goals have been scored? Match 4 and match 8 are even numbered matches, so there 1 goal have been scored each. So the total number of goals of the highest goal scorer will be something equal to whatever I don't know. If I say this is x, so x plus 2, whatever is that. I don't know the value, so I'll hold on right now. Bimla scored a goal in match 1 and each of the 3 other consecutive matches. Okay. Bimla scored a goal in match 1. So in match 1, Bimla has scored 1 goal. So let me put 1 out here. And 1 each in 3 consecutive matches. So in 3 other consecutive matches, she has scored 1 each. So can I say Bimla has scored a total of 4 goals? Okay. Bimla scored a goal in match 1. We have put that. And 1 each in 3 consecutive matches. Now, which are those 3 consecutive matches? We don't know at this point of time. So if we look at 3 consecutive matches, okay, consecutive matches. So either way, she'll score 4 goals. Now, let me look at this. If Bimla has scored 4, Haritha should be greater than 4, can be 5 or 6 or even 7. So let's start making cases. So if H, B, and then we have A and S. H has scored 5 goals and Bimla 4 goals. 5, 4, 9. The total number of goals has to be equal to 12. That means this could be 1 and 2, or these could be 2 and 1. Possible? Absolutely right. 5 is possible. What about if this becomes 6 and 4, 10? Then the only way possible will be 1, 1 or 0, 2. Okay. But can anyone score 0 goals? No. We know that everyone has to score at least 1 goal, so 0 option goes away. But so these are the 2 possibilities. But there's something else. The number of goals scored by each one of them has to be different. That means this case goes away completely. What does that tell us? That Haritha has hence scored 5 goals. Bimla has scored 4 goals. Between A and S, if A has scored 1 goal, S will have scored 2 goals. And if A has scored 2 goals, S will score 1 goal. So this is what we need. So what we know so far. That means the highest goal scorer is Haritha. How many scores has Haritha scored? 5. And Haritha hence has scored 1 goal each in match 4 and match 8. So Haritha has scored 1 goal in match 4 and match 8 because she's the highest goal scorer. Okay. And she scored in match 1 also. The total is 5 and she has scored this says highest in exactly 3 matches. That means Haritha would have scored a goal out here also. So 3-1-1. That means as far as Haritha is concerned, these are the only 3 matches in which she has scored a goal. And that also means in match 4, since Haritha has scored, no one else can score a goal because the total number of goals is 1 only. Similarly, in match 6, match 8, Haritha has scored 1, so no one else can score. Okay. Now let me look at this lady called Bimla. She has scored goals in 3 consecutive matches. Where can we get 3 consecutive matches? These are only 2. So the only way you can get 3 consecutive matches is these 3. What does that mean? That means that the 3 consecutive matches in which Bimla has scored a goal is match 5, match 6, and match 7. Okay. Match 5, 6, and 7. Okay. Now, if Bimla has scored a goal in match 6, in which the total number of goals is 1, so obviously these 2 go away. Okay. Okay. So let me just move on now. Okay. So what is it that we have? We have done this also. Question 5, statement 5. An equal number of goals were scored in match 3 and match 7. Match 3 and match 7 had equal number of goals. Okay. Which was different from the number of goals scored in match 1 or match 5. So match 1 and match 5, Z and let me say Y and Z. Okay. So match 1 ko let me take Y and match let me take Z. Okay. Now, if I look at match 1, 3, 5, 7, and what is the total going to be? The total has to be 8 because even number, only 1 goal was scored in each of the even numbered matches. So 4 goals gone in the even number matches out of 12 because the total number of goals is 12. So 8 goals in the even numbered matches. Okay. Now, what does it say? Equal number of goals were scored in match 3 and 7. Now, please tell me what is the minimum value of Y? It can be 3 plus 1, 4. This can be at least 4. Okay. If this is 4, what are the possibilities for match 3 and 5? Match 3 and 7, so both have to be equal. Let me put them 1, 1 each. 4, 5, 6, then match 5 becomes 2. Can this be 5? Or let me say, can this be 4, 2, 0, 2, 3 and 7? This also satisfies. Is there anything with the data says you cannot have a 0 goals in any of the matches, that every match there has to be a goal scored? Let me just check again. Okay. The 4 players scored 12 goals. The total goal scored is 8 in the 8 matches. 4 players scored 12 goals. Yeah. So in the 8 matches, 12 goals have been scored. In the 8 match, each of them have scored at least. So A, B, HS each has scored at least 1 goal, and none of them have the same number of goals. But it does not say anything about it is possible that in a particular match the number of goals will be 0. So that is a possibility. So let's just hold on here. So there's also possible. Okay. What else can we do? Can we do 5? 5 again 1, 1, 1. Not possible. Why? Because as per the question, match 3, I'll just use the highlighter here. Match 3 and match 7 should be the same, which should be different from match 5 and match 1. Okay. Now, what does it mean? This is same as the other 2. So this case will not work for us. Okay. So this case will not work for us because this is also 1. This number had to be different from 1. Okay. What about 5, 2, 2, 9? Not possible. That means this is not possible. So the case effectively becomes y has to be equal to 4. Okay. If y is 4, okay, so these two cases go away completely. So it is either 4, 1, 2, 1 or 4, 2, 0, 2. Okay. So it can either be 4, 1, 2, 1 or 4, 2, 0, 2. Okay. Okay. That's statement 5. Statement 6, the match in which highest number of goals was scored was a unique one. Okay. And it was not match 5. Okay. The match in which highest number of goals was scored was unique and it was not match number 5. So match number 5 cannot have highest number of goals scored. Okay. So now you'll have to start making cases if you look at this set. It can be solved. Yeah, you can just take it forward and solve it. I don't have any issue with this one. But end of the day, all I'm saying, this will now mean you have to start making cases. So let's start going to Jugaad solution, see how we could have saved time. Okay. Now, before we start, let me just jot down the basic information. Total number of goals scored is 12. Okay. And A is not equal to B, not equal to H, and not equal to S. Okay, and each of them is greater than or equal to 1. Each of them have scored at least 1 goal. Okay. Okay. Now, as usual, before I start doing the set, what will I do? I'll identify what is the information that the questions are giving me. Question 1: how many goals were scored in match 7? How many goals were scored in match 7? So I need to find out this number. Now, please look at the choices. There's a choice called cannot be determined. That means there might be cases. There's just choice called cannot be determined. Okay. Question number 2. Which of the following is the correct sequence of goals scored in match 1, 3, 5, 7? Okay. Match 1, 3, 5, 7 and question number 1 tells me match 7. Match 7, match 7. So match 7 can be 1 or 2. 1, 1. That means this is wrong. This is wrong. The answer for question number 1 will be either 1 or 2. Okay. And question number 2, again, we'll look at it. But question number 2 has effectively helped me eliminate the fact that cannot be determined nahi hai, and ye pakka nikal jayega. It has also told me that the answer for question number 1 can be either 1 goal or 2 goals scored in match 7 based on choice this particular question. So 1, 1, 2, 1. Okay. Great. So I'm just erasing this part and we'll come back to it later. Okay. Okay. Now, any other information that we have missed out on? Let me just see. 1 to 8. Each of them, no 2 players scored the same number of goals. Okay. Okay, great. So let's now start working. Okay. Now, this is what we have in front of us. Okay. Now, statement 1. Only 1 goal was scored in even numbered match. Every even numbered match, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. That means the sum of odd numbered match, these are 1, 3, 5, 7. That means the sum of match 1 plus match 3 plus match 5 plus match 7 should be equal to 8 because the total number is 12. Let me check the choices. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This total is 7. Wrong choice. Choice 2, 5, 6, 7. Wrong choice. Choice C, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Possible. Choice 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Possible. So the answer to question number 2 is either 3 or 4. And question number 1 is either 1 or 2. Okay. Let's go further. Harita scored more goals than Bimla. The same thing as we said earlier. Harita has scored more goals than Bimla. The highest goal scorer scored in exactly 3 matches. So highest goal scorer scored in exactly 3 matches, including match 4 and 8. Okay. Now match 4 and match 8 are even numbered matches. So obviously the lady has scored 1 goal in each of them. Okay. And what is in the third one and which match it is, I don't know. But match number 4 and match number 8 we know is the highest goal scorer. Okay. Bimla scored a goal in match 1. Bimla scored a goal in match 1. And 1 each in 3 consecutive matches. And 1 each in 3 consecutive matches. 1, 1, 1. And these are consecutive matches. What does that mean? Bimla has scored a total of 4 goals. Now, if Bimla has scored a total of 4 goals, that means Harita will score at least 5 goals. And then we have the other 2 ladies, A and S. They can be 1 or 2 or 2 or 1 because the total has to be 12. If I make this 6 and 4, 10, then the only possibility is 1, 1 because each of them have to score at least 1 goal, which is not possible because the number of goals scored by each of them is different. That means the case which is relevant to us is Harita and Bimla has scored 5 and 4 goals. Okay. Harita and Bimla have scored 5 and 4 goals respectively. And the other 2 ladies have scored either 1 or 2 goals. If one of them has scored 1, the other has scored 2. Okay. Now that means Harita is the highest scorer. That means Harita has scored in match 4 and match 8. Harita has scored in match 4. Since there's only 1 goal scored, no one else is possible. Match 8 again Harita has scored, and since only 1 goal is scored. Okay. Now let's look at this lady called Bimla. 3 consecutive matches she has scored. We know she scored in 3 consecutive matches. Okay. 3 consecutive matches she has scored. That means the only place is M5, 6, 7 because 2, 3, 4 or any other combination is not possible. That means she has scored 1 goal in match 5. Bimla has scored 1 goal in match 5, 6, 7 each. That means nothing in match 2 and match 3. Okay. Okay. Now, if you look at this lady called Harita, Harita has scored 5 goals in all. And you know she has scored a goal in 3 matches exactly. Match 4, match 8 and 1 more match. Okay. Okay. And Harita is the highest scorer. That means whichever match is missing, she has scored 3 goals there. She's out of 5. Now, please look at, now this match cannot be even numbered. It cannot be match number 2, 4, 6 or 8. Why? Because these are the match 2, 4, 6, 8, only 1 goal has been scored. Match 4, 8 is gone. Okay, so this can either be match 1, match 3. This 3 goals can either be in match 1 or 3 or 5 or 7. Now, please look at this. Which is that match? Which is that match? Please look at this clearly. She has to score 3 goals. That means the total number of goals in match 1, whichever goal she scores, has to be more than equal to 3. That means either it can be this or it can be this. So Harita has to, this particular match will have to be match 1. Looking at the choices of question number 2, I don't need to make any cases. Match 1 will need at least 3 goals or 4 goals. So Harita has to score 3 more goals. She cannot score 3 goals in match 3, 5 or 7 because the total number of goals in match 3, 5, 7 is either 1 or 2, whichever case we pick up. That means Harita has to score 3 goals here. If Harita scores 3 goals in match 1, that means the total number of goals in match 1 will be 4 because the highest number is 4. Okay, that means this choice is wrong and the correct answer is choice 4. And what does it say? 4, 1, 2, 1. So match 1, 4, match 3, 2, match 5, 1, 2. 4, 1, 2, 1. Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, I've written it incorrectly. 4, 1, 2, 1. My mistake. This is 4, 1, 2, and 1. Okay, so this is what we wanted. So what is the answer for question number 1? Answer to question number 1 then becomes 1. So using question 1 and 2, I have solved two questions. Using question number 1 and 2 together, I have solved 2 questions, and I also got the basic stuff in terms of number of goals fixed up using those 2 questions. Now let me just go back to the table. Right? Not possible here. And again, match 6 is 1 goal only. Okay. Match 5 is 2 goals. Match 7 is 1 goal. Okay. Now please look at this. As far as Harita and Bimla is concerned. Bimla is concerned 1, 2, 3, 4 completed. So no more goals for Bimla. Similarly, if you look at Harita, 3, 4, 5 completed. So I still don't know who between A and S who scored in which match, but at least these people I can eliminate. Okay. Statement 5. An equal number of goals was scored in match 3 and match 7, which was different from number of goals scored in match 1 or 5. We don't need it. We have already used the question to solve this, but we can use it to verify to see kahin galti to nahi kari hai. Equal number of goals was scored in match 3 and 7. So it says equal number of goals scored in match 3 and 7. Let me see. Match 3 is 1 goal. Match 7 is 1 goal. Perfectly fine matches. Which is different from number of goals scored in 1 or 5. 1 or 5 cannot be 1. 1 is 4. Perfectly fine. 5 is 2. So it tallies. So whatever we have done using the choices could not be incorrect because choices se uthaye na. So ye statement ki zarurat hi nahi padi, uske pehle bina humne kar diya. The match with the highest number of goals scored was unique and it was not match 5. Highest number of goals have been scored in match 1 as per us. It is unique. Yes, this is the only match in which 4 goals have been scored. It is not match 5. Satisfies us. Everything has been satisfied. We using statement 1 and 2, you will realize we did not need to use these 2 statements. Statement 5 and 6, without using these 2 statements, we have been able to solve this particular data set. So those, because we use the choices, we did not have to make cases also. We are able to do that faster. Okay. So now what are we left with? We are left with the 2 ladies A and S. One of them has scored 1 goal, another has scored 2. Who has scored 1 or 2? We don't know. Okay. But between the 2, 3 goals have to be scored. So one will be either. Okay, let me just use the highlighter. Either this or this. One of them will score. Similarly, in match 3, one of them between A and S will score, and match 5 between A and S, one of them will score. One of them has to score in 2 of the 3 matches. The other person between A and S has to score in 1 of the 3 matches remaining. Other matches is done. Great. So let's go to the questions now. Which of the following statements are true? Okay. We are looking at truth. Statement 1. A and S never scored goals in the same match. Yes. Because 3 goals have to be scored between them and there are 3 blanks. Match 2, match 3, match 5. In each of the matches, 1 goal is pending. So if A scores a goal, Amla scores a goal in a particular match, Sarita cannot score a goal. So Amla never scored a goal in the same match. Statement is correct. Okay. Statement 2, H and S, Harita and Sarita, never scored a goal in the same match. This should be right also, because look at this. Harita scores in match 1, nothing from Sarita. Harita scores in match 4, nothing from Sarita. Harita scored in match 8, nothing from Sarita. And Harita has not scored in any other match, so statement 2 is also correct. So both, we are looking at true. That means both statements are correct. Okay. Statement 4, or rather question 4. Which of the following is false? So now we need to look at which of them is false. Statement 1. In every match, at least 1 player scored a goal. Yes. Every match, at least 1 player has scored a goal. Let's see. It's very clear. This bottom line is telling you. So statement 1 says it is correct. So it cannot be a part of my answer. We are looking for false. This is truth. So This statement cannot be a part of my answer. This statement is correct, so it cannot be a part of my answer. So let me cross it out. Statement 2. No two players scored goal in the same number of matches. No two players scored goals in the same number of matches. Let's see. Okay. Now, I'll just erase this thing on the top. Now, we have these 4 ladies, A, B, H, S. We know Bimla has scored goals in 1, 2, 3, 4 matches. Harita is the highest scorer, has scored goals in 1, 2, 3 matches. And Amla and Sarita have to score a goal now. Between them, 3 goals. And the 3 goals will be in match 2, match 4, and match 5. And only 1 goal will be scored. That means if Amla scores, then Bimla will not score. Okay. So no two players. So if Amla scores 2, Bimla will score 1. Or if Amla scores in 2 matches, Bimla will score in 1 match. If Amla scores in 1 match, Bimla will score in 2. So the number of matches in which goals will be scored by each one of them will be different. So statement 2 is also true. So it cannot be a part of my answer. Which of these statements is false? None of these statements are false. Okay. The last question of the set. If Harita scored goals in 1 more match as compared to Sarita. Harita, in how many matches has Harita scored a goal? 3. Harita has scored a goal in 3 matches. So if Harita has scored goals in 3 matches, then Sarita has scored a goal in 2 matches. So if Sarita scores a goal in 2 matches, that means she has scored 2 goals. Because it will be either match 1, match 2 where 1 goal is pending, match 3 where 1 goal is pending, and match 5 where 1 goal is pending. Okay? So she'll be scoring in 2 out of these 3 matches. Which of the following statements are necessarily true? Necessarily true means true in all cases. Okay. Statement 1. Amla scored goals in consecutive matches. Okay. If Sarita has scored in 2 matches, then Amla will score a goal only in 1 match. So if Amla is going to score only in 1 match, that means this case is out. If Amla is going to score a goal only in 1 match, तो भैया consecutive में कैसे हो सकता है? So this is false. This is not correct. Okay. Statement 2. Sarita scored goals in consecutive matches. Can Sarita score goals in consecutive matches? Yes, she can. But what are the matches which are left? She can score in match 2 and match 3. As far as Sarita is concerned, let me just change the color. Okay, let me take this. So Sarita could score a goal in match 2, match 3. She could also score a goal in match 2, match 5. In one case, or she could also score a goal in match 3, match 5. So, is it necessarily true that she will score a goal in consecutive matches? No. Only in 1 out of the 3 cases, if she is scoring 2 goals, will she score in consecutive matches? So, obviously, this cannot be this statement again is incorrect. That means statement 2 is also false and not necessarily true in all cases. It is true only in 1 out of the 3 cases. So, statement 2 also cannot be the answer. So, which of these 4 statements are necessarily true? None of them. Correct answer, choice 5. Okay. Now, again, I want to highlight this part. कि भैया इधर जब हम कर रहे थे बिना choices, बिना questions के, we had to make cases. Out here, when we have used question 1 and 2, these 2 questions when we have used, what have we done? We have eliminated the requirement of cases. These cases are given to me in question number 1. Question number 2. Cases for match 1, 3, 5, 7 are given out here. 2 choices go out immediately. The other we are able to eliminate very clearly the moment we know Harita scored 3 goals. So my task becomes easier when I use question and choices, and यही जुगाड़ है. पूरी इंफॉर्मेशन उठाओ, ढंग से टैबुलेट करो, सिस्टमैटिकली लिखो, एंड क्वेश्चन के साथ साथ चॉइसेस के साथ साथ करो. मेरे को टेबल नहीं भरना है. रिपीट दैट. माय जॉब इज नॉट टू फिल अप द टेबल. माय जॉब इज टू आंसर द क्वेश्चंस. Okay, great. So let's go and look at what do we have lined out for the rest of the month. This is our agenda. Next session. Today we are doing this particular session. Next session will be on 8th of May. Okay, I'll pick up another DI set from an old CAT paper, and we'll again see how Jugaad has to be done. Now, based on some of the things that you have been asking for, many of you have been asking me to cover a couple of other things. So we thought, why not include that here? So what we'll do is, on May 15, we'll do 200 days to CAT. Okay, a 6-month strategy is what we'll be looking at. And similarly, on 29th May, By then, most of you would have got your results. Those of you are wondering whether to take or to repeat or to join, we'll look at this question, to retake or not to retake. Should we go for CAT this year, which means if you are a repeater. Now, this session is essentially for repeaters. Let me just highlight this. This session we are doing essentially for repeaters. Okay. Now, the basic rule to be followed is out here that if you're a repeater, this May 29 session is important for you. It will hopefully help you understand whether you should join the college which you have got or you should go for retake. That's the basic approach that we are looking for. The 15th May session is relevant for all of you. Obviously, there's a basic 6-month strategy. And for a session on 8th and 15th May, okay, 8th May, not 15th, sorry, and 22nd May. If you look at these two sessions, please make sure that you have gone to OpenCAT, the platform, and you have downloaded the exercise and solved before you come. Okay. The session or the PDF of the question of the question that the data set that will be picking up will be shared with you on the OpenCAT platform itself. Okay. Okay. So, and yes, this is 8:30 p.m. So please remember that. Okay. So any doubts you can ask. Most of you have, in any case, would have asked your doubts as we went along. So please have a look at them. Anything left, please I'll be happy to cover them. And yeah, my phone number and my email ID, gp@careerlauncher.com. Okay. Any questions, feel free to connect with me. And yes, one last thing, DILR 1000 has been launched. This is a program which is being run by Gautam Baba, Ravi Teja, and me. And यहाँ पे यही सिखाते हैं जुगाड़ कैसे लगाना, how to do the sets first. Yes, out of the 5 sets of data, 1 to 2 sets you can do with जुगाड़, but जुगाड़ के लिए भी थोड़ा basic concepts चाहिए, वो भी cover हो जाएगा. So the idea of this is to help you do well in DILR. DILR is a section which unfortunately seems to be a big problem for most of you. So DILR 1000 is launched in this for the same purpose. And you can enroll if you find these sessions useful. You can look at enrolling for DILR 1000 also. Okay, so that's it from my side. Goodbye, all the best, and see you next week.